Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Let's Talk with Kay. I guess I couldn't find a place to like get set up and record. It's gotten a little bit hot right now. I'm not gonna say, well, it's warm for me to be outside. I don't have the appropriate clothes on. I got jeans on and I have this t-shirt, but I'm not gonna have the sun beaming down on me while I'm recording. When like doing it like that, it will feel like it's 100. So I said I'm gonna go ahead and do a ride with me today. And if I would have known what was gonna happen earlier, I probably would have been doing this and just had you guys to follow me to, go to the post office and other things, but whatever. We are in Mercury Retrograde and it feels like it. I'm like, oh my God. I know Mercury Retrograde started on the 11th. I'm not sure when it would end. When I find that information out, I will post it. But I wasn't a big believer in in astrology. I'll put it that way. I wasn't a believer in astrology, numerology, all that type of stuff. And I didn't believe in astrology and numerology until after my spiritual awakening. And after my spiritual awakening, it felt like spirit just kind of slowly, but I will say quickly though, kind of got me in line with a lot of that type of information. I would say me being a really critical type of thinker and analytical facts, they have to be like facts and numbers and things like that. I really didn't believe that astrology can determine your personality, your characters, could assist in making certain decisions and things like that, because it didn't make any sense to me. And whenever I did read an astrology, like say for example, I'm a Capricorn, but if I only went just by the sun sign, I'm like, that's not me. Just looking at, and honestly, I felt like, how should I put it? It was put out there for us to know about astrology, but the way it was put out, like in, I guess I'm oldie, like magazines and, newspapers at the time. And, they kind of give you like the sun sign, and it made it so 1D that to me as a self-aware person, it just seemed like it was like they made me out to be like this 1D character, not this full person. Excuse me. My little phone stand was acting weird. See, but anyways, it never made really that much sense to me. So after my spiritual awakening, it seemed like I became more open to looking into astrology, and it was a process for me to kind of open my ears and eyes up in my third eye to look into astrology. And then once I found out about it, well, I'm gonna go back to my first point before I go into that. I felt like people were gonna find out about astrology, but I felt like, I guess in the Matrix, the powers that be or whatever knew about it too. So they put it out there, but they made it in such a way that you really couldn't take it seriously, And especially when it comes to psychics and things like that, mediums and such, they did it the same way. Made those type of people, those people with those type of gifts, it made them look like they were one-dimensional type of characters as well, to the point you couldn't take it seriously. Or if somebody did mention that they went to a psychic or whatever, you would just kind of laugh them off, like, are you really serious about that? You know, because in movies and such, they made psychics one-dimensional type of caricatures, like they just a joke. Or they made people think, oh, they know how to read the future, so if they so good at it, you could pick numbers and win the lottery and things like that. And it doesn't work like that. So of course, so basically, with that being said, it pretty much turned a lot of people off as into astrology. You know, they turned a lot of people off looking into astrology. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like, let me park over here. It seemed like, dang, I came too early. I'm going to the grocery store. I probably shouldn't even go, to be honest. But I'm here, so whatever. Let me just go here. Okay. Kind of maneuver and things like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go here. I want to park. I want to try to get a certain parking spot. Ooh, I don't like how that sounds. It sounded kind of rusty, but it was my cord. So it kind of made it seem to be kind of like a joke. So therefore, it kind of led people away from astrology and away from numerology. But once you really get to know it, I mean, to me, people, especially people that have really closed minds, will say, oh, it's demonic, which is really not. I feel like anything that's opposite of, or if not in the beliefs of, I guess, religion, is demonic. When actually, in my opinion, maybe it'll turn people off from listening to me. I feel like it's the other way. But anyways, I'm gonna go in this store real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Just got a few things from the grocery store here that specializes in organic foods. Every now and then I try to get whatever I can organically, but anyways, that's another topic for another day. But yeah, so I'm gonna get back to it. As far as Mercury Retrograde, I'm kind of feeling it right now. And it seemed like every Mercury retrograde for me, it seems as though, how should I put it? It seems like a mistake or whatever always happens, and I have to remember to be extra careful. Like I own my own business, and a lot before I even go into that, I would like to mention, I didn't even take Mercury retrograde seriously. It was kind of like a joke, like things are happening or whatever, you know, people kind of joke like, is Mercury in retrograde. I looked at it as a joke, and I think a lot of people do. They look at it as a joke, like, oh my goodness, such and such is going off today. Mercury must be in retrograde. Such and such is really moody or whatever. It must be Mercury in retrograde. But like I said, anything that's in spirituality and so on and so forth is kind of like a joke in a matrix. So we are really in Mercury in retrograde. And I can tell because it was like, I have my own business doing online reselling, and I had a lot of sales over the weekend, and I'm like, dude, today is a Monday. Even when I have my own business, I don't go to a 9 to 5. It's like, it feels like a Monday still to me. I can't explain it or whatever. I heard reasons why from like astrologers or whatever online on YouTube. But I'm like, I don't feel like, first of all, I don't feel like working today. Second of all, I'd rather be in bed sleeping. Third, today, mistakes were already happening. Like, I listed a shirt, a Madewell shirt, and it was sold on eBay. And when I was getting ready to package it, I'm looking at it like, oh my God, the size that I listed it at isn't right. The shirt is actually an extra small, but you know, I had it listed as a medium. I'm like, what? So I had to go ahead and cancel that sale. And then also I had another item, like this Urban Decay makeup that was sold this weekend. And then I'm sitting here looking for it. I'm like, oh my God, where is it at? And I couldn't find it nowhere. And I had to, and there was sometimes, you know, I sell like multiple quantities of the same item. And I'm like, wait a minute, I thought I had 2 of these. So I looked on my, like in my photos or whatever, just to, cause you know, I haven't deleted those photos yet. And I'm like, I took picture of 2 of them. So did I accidentally mail off 2 different shades cause one customer ordered 2 recently, but I think it was a different order or whatever. No, so that wasn't the case. So I'm like, and I'm looking at all my other platforms. I'm like, what in the hell? According to my photos, I had 2. I listed them as 2, and I only have a 1. I'm like, oh my freaking God! It is rare for me to make mistakes. It is very rare. And then also last week, it's like this is gonna be the second video in a row. Me and my daughter got into some weird ass argument that threw my whole day off. And what's so weird, I had everything ready to be shipped because she had an appointment to go to. So I'm like, okay, in the morning I'm gonna go ahead and package everything, and if I have time I will go to the post office before her appointment. Unfortunately, we didn't have time, so I went on ahead and decided to go after her appointment. So after her appointment, we got something to eat, and then went to the store. No, we went to the store, and I think we got something to eat next. I don't remember exactly. And then next thing you know, me and her got into this freak argument. That's another thing. We starting to get into more arguments. And I'm thinking about it's Mercury Retrograde, and she's a teen, so it's like, dude, she's susceptible. I would say more than likely she's susceptible to all these changes, you know, as far as full moons and all that type of stuff. So anyway, so I end up, we get into this weird freak argument. So I don't know what triggered the thought late in the evening, but I'm like, and it seemed like Spirit kind of kept telling me in different ways, you got things to mail off. But you know, it was like either somebody was, you know, order something, and I'm thinking about, I need to mail this, you know, just little prompt, like little, I don't know what you call it, prompts or whatever, little thoughts, whatever. It sounds crazy, but it makes sense to me. So I'm over here like, wait a minute, it's like 10 o'clock. I'm like, oh my God. Because I asked my daughter, I'm like, did I mail those packages? And she's like, no. I was like, I'm like, oh my God. And it was eBay, because I got it set on eBay. I got it set for mail one day. So I'm panicking. I'm like, oh my freaking God. I'm in summer slowdown. That's what it's called for in the resale market, summer slowdown. I'm like, oh my freaking God, you know, I can't sit here and I'm having sales right now. I'm doing good for summer slowdown for my business that's growing, but I can't be in no below average right before the fourth quarter. I'm like, I can't do that. I'm about to cry. I'm like, dude, I'm like all upset and frustrated. I said, I'm gonna go ahead in the morning and mail those off early in the morning. So hopefully I keep my fingers crossed that I won't be dinged too much. And even the same night when I found out, I went on ahead and did calculations. I'm like, okay, because it stressed me so bad. I'm like, okay, like, what is the percentage that I will be at as far as that? I guess the measurements. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's like if you get, like, for example, this is just hypothetical right now. Like 1 through 5% is like top rated. 5% to 10% is like you average or above average, and then anything higher than that, or should be, you know, whatever, you know, out of that range is below average. So I'm calculating like, dude, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, according to my calculations, I still should be good. So I dropped everything off that next morning, and then of course I'm keeping a watch out as far as my rating. And my rating basically just never changed. So it's basically still improving. So I'm like, whew. So your girl been stressing. That's all I can say. My camera just seemed like it just got dark. But your girl been stressing. I've been stressing. I'm like, oh my freaking goodness. I'm like, so yes, we in Mercury Retrograde. And I'm like, I'm feeling it. Especially today. It's like during these times, like I said, mind you, it's rare for me to make mistakes. It's like very, very rare. I will say out of the whole year, I probably make, out of so many orders and stuff, probably like 3 mistakes or whatever. And it seemed like when I do make these mistakes, it seemed like they occur during Mercury Retrograde. So I'm gonna say, folks who believe in it or whatever, or anybody, I would say, be careful. Take your time, especially me, because I have ADHD, so I tend to rush when I'm feeling like really intense, gotta hurry up and do something or whatever. I'm like, take your time, So, but anyways, things end up working out. I end up, as far as the makeup, I end up going to Ulta. I was a little bit sad because I had like $20 worth of points, you know, on the app. So I end up using those 20-some points. And, you know, I would have to mention my daughter, because she saw me panicking and she was just laying on the couch right now. Like, why, just go to the store. And I'm like, that's a good idea. Cause I didn't even think of that. Cause I'm like, I'm panicked, you know, and I was ready to just, cancel the order. And my daughter came to save the day. She's like, just go online and just purchase it. And I'm like, I went on Ulta online. Oh, they have it. Placed that order in. I was sad. I used my $20 worth of points that I saved, but I still was able to ship the order out to the person. So that's a good thing, because I'd rather do that than, you know, get really dinged, especially before the fourth quarter when I'm making some good sales during the holiday seasons and stuff. So while I'm mentioning it, I gotta promote my business. Follow me. Well, yeah, you can follow me or just go to any one of my stores. I got the information in my description. I sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, probably for a short period, probably until the end of this year, and Depop. So look for me at those stores. Look in the description to get more information. But yeah, numerology, astrology, I'm going to utilize all that stuff, especially when I go ahead and, I guess, register my business with the state and get it all structured and things like that. I'm just trying to make a certain amount of money to basically, and, you know, all that stuff, you know, just to go ahead and register it. I didn't want to do it when I just started my business. It was still very, very small. Wasn't making that much. But now that I'm growing and things of that nature, and I want to get more funding. I want to start selling on Amazon and things of that nature. So, and with Amazon, from my understanding, I might have to look into it again, but I guess a little research that I did, you have to be registered with the state, you know, be either a LLC, you know, whatever type of those business structures you can be, LLC, corporation, S corp, whatever. And right now I'm considered a sole proprietor. So anyways, I'm not gonna hold you too long. I'm like, I'm not sure if somebody trying to call me. Somebody tried to call me, so I hope you guys heard all of that. But yes, I'm considered a sole proprietor. So, you know, it's better to have your business registered, you know. So I want to get that done as soon as possible. And you best believe I'm going to utilize not astrology, but numerology. Probably astrology for that, but mainly numerology. Because I forgot what they're saying, that for that quote or whatever. I forgot the exact quote, but what it said, I'm just gonna give a gist, but if I find it, I'll put it on the screen. I think part of the quote is astrology and numerology, or just astrology, makes billionaires. So, other words, they saying if you really want to be really, really successful in your business, use numerology or whatever. Because I guess the millionaires, I forgot that part about the quote, but basically if millionaires used astrology, they could have became a billionaire. So you can take that however you want to, but I'm going to use it. Maybe I'm not going to become a billionaire, but you know, I believe it will help my business. But I definitely don't want to structure it during the Mercury Retrograde, and you know, or you know, they do contracts. And also, I'm kind of a little heavy in my heart because I just found out that Malcolm Jamal Warner just passed away. And I guess from what I've heard, I heard this on Storm and Rose show, that he passed away, I guess in Costa Rica. He ended up drowning while in the ocean. I'm assuming the ocean current, it may have been an undercurrent or whatever that pulled him in or whatever. I don't know. But rest in peace to him and his family. Thoughts and prayers to them. When I heard this story, I was just kind of like, but you know, he was in the industry, and people were, you know, of course, all the conspiracy theories were like, theorists or whatever were like, was this like a industry hit or whatever? And you know, and it's like the way it occurred is like a pattern. I'm trying to say as much as I can without being disrespectful and without getting the YouTube guys angry. So it's like a pattern that, you know, the way he passed away is like so similar to other industry people, and it's like, it's really, really sad. I feel like being in the industry, no, I'm not going to say it like that. I feel like if you have like if you have a talent to bring, you know, that talent will bring joy in people's lives, you know, like, you know, as far as entertainment, whether it's singing, acting, being a comic, or playing an instrument or whatever, it's really sad. I feel like it's not really, I feel like it's just really sad to me. I feel like if you really do have that type of talent, to me, it's probably best to just not go in the industry. You might want to utilize that talent, you know, either being an independent type of artist, or, you know, or just don't get paid for it, you know, just do karaoke or participate in a band or something like that. Because it's sad that I would say the biggest way to make and earn money using that talent right now is the industry. And it's either your talent is really great or they consider it really great, And it's like you can be in the industry, and it's like, so it's like a cabal, you know. And it's really sad. And but yeah, I got a lot to say about that, but I don't want to make this video too long. I said, since I'm going to be, you know, doing a video every day, I want to try to make them, you know, at least under 30 minutes. But rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner, the actor who was most famous by, you know, being on the Cosby Show. And I grew up watching the Cosby Show, you know, and yeah, so I don't want to end on a sad note. So yeah, so I'm trying to eat better and eat more organically, and then when I do snack, trying to eat something more healthy. Got Boom Chicka Pop, not that many calories, 2 cups, 140. Oh my god, this candy got me like, I don't know, but this is, I'm not really a candy eater or anything like that. I do like chocolate, but at one point I stopped eating chocolate, but they gave those away for free. So I don't know why they did that. So as soon as they gave it away for free, and I got that one, and I think I got another one, it was game over. I seem like I get this candy like once or twice a week. And I have to be careful, especially now that I'm trying to lose weight, because I would tend to eat that whole bar, and I went over my calories for that day, and now I'm in a weight gain zone. I got this bread. I just started eating or buying this brand, but I think it's a bread, more of a bread brand. Yeah, it is according to the name. So this blueberries, I know it's a lot of calories, but every now and then I do like to eat, you know, bagels or whatever. So I bought that, and I was like, I'm gonna buy it because I still have cream cheese. My daughter last week asked to buy bagels. She didn't eat none of those bagels, and I bought these too because I'm gonna go back to eating smoothies, so protein smoothies rather. So I got this, and I'm not sponsored by anyone, and I got this. So I'm gonna make a strawberry blueberry smoothie. But anyways, I kind of want to talk a little bit about that, my day so far with going through Mercury Retrograde. So if you enjoy my content and want to follow me along my journey of 30 days, 30 videos, please like, subscribe, and comment. I'm interested in hearing your comments. If you have thoughts about what else to talk about, you can put in the comment. I know it's not your job. I'm not trying to get you to do that. That's, you know, up to me to do that. But anyways, you guys have a good day, and see you next time. Bye-bye.